All right. Rages?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Become Great podcast with your hosts, Ahab and Dan Beaver. How we doing, folks? All right, Ahab. So
Bieber with a B, right?
Well, not the fourth letter.
Not Bieber.
No, not Bieber. Fun fact on that front. Literally, I was in college and there was this one random professor I had, and he was telling me how my name most likely, because America, everyone immigrates from somewhere else, right? For the most part, unless you're Native American. And so, like, my ancestors, he said they were most likely German, and they most likely had the name Bieber, like Justin Bieber.
Oh.
Because that spelling, Bieber, is actually the German word for beaver.
Oh, interesting.
Fun fact. Yep.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah. So this is my last name is the Americanized version of
You're
Bieber.
probably related somehow.
The one I'll explore that and we'll find out. But so this episode,
yes,
right,
sir.
Part of the entire Become Great series,
yes, sir.
Right? Introducing people to what Become Great's all about. And so this episode is about communicate.
Yeah.
Or communication in general, essentially.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And I saw in your methodology of Become Great, it said the subtext was it makes all of us better.
Yes.
Right. So I would like to start off by just asking, why is communication important?
Yeah. I think communication in a lot of ways is creating expectation for people, right? It's also clarifying like the path that we're going. So if I decide to go somewhere in my business, for instance, if I say, hey, we're going to go after world-class guest experience in my business, and I don't tell anybody, I'm just a dude on a walk, right?
Yeah.
And so, then I tell my leaders, I go, hey, this is the direction we're going. I'm now communicating it to them, and then they communicate it to their leaders, and they communicate it to their team.
Yeah.
Now I have a path of people moving in the same direction. And if I communicate it once, I might be interested in it. But here's something that's super interesting about communication. Your team, like if you're leading a team, they don't think you're serious about something until you talk about it 7 times.
7 times.
7 times. They don't think, not that they're bought in at 7 times.
Yeah.
They don't think you're serious about it until you talk about it 7 times.
So that's them understanding if you're serious. So how long does it take for them to be bought in? Like,
just think about the magnitude of how much more.
Oh yeah.
Because once they realize if they care about you, they care about your direction, the time after 7 is short.
Okay.
Right.
That's reassuring, but still.
Yeah. But if they don't care about you, and if they don't value that direction, right? If there's not a lot of dialogue about it, they might not ever get on board, or it might take them an additional 7 times of communicating. So what happens a lot of times is someone, like you'll be in an organization or a business and they say, hey, we're going to do this. And people go, okay. And then you're like, how come nobody's excited about this?
Because you only communicated once?
You said it one time.
Gotcha.
They don't even know if you're serious yet.
Yeah.
And so the amount we communicate, so communication, some of it is quantity, right? And some of it is clarity. Like when you say this, what are you saying we're not doing then? Like, so when I communicate, what I essentially am doing is creating a target for my people to aim at.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
And it does a couple of things, right? A target, like we never hit bullseyes in life. What I mean by that is we can have an aim for where we want to go, right? But the amount of times we'll hit a bullseye,
that's rare.
It's so rare.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about in life. Like, if you have a goal of like becoming the world champion at something and you become the world champion at that thing, that's a bullseye, right? But those things are pretty rare, right? Yeah. And so you wanted to get down to 172
for weight.
Yep. And you got down to 172. And now your goal is to get up to 215, right? So you communicated a goal to yourself and you followed that goal and you hit that thing. But your overall goal is to pack on 15, 20 pounds of muscle.
That's right.
Right? Yep. Okay. So like when I'm communicating, what I'm telling people, what I'm not telling people is as important when I am telling people. So when I communicate and I say, we're going there, they're also hearing me not say, they're also hearing me say, we're not going there, we're not going there, and we're not going there.
Yeah.
So like, let's go back to the world-class guest experience, right?
Sure.
When I say we're going after world-class guest experience, and then I don't greet the guests when they walk in. I don't do it.
Yeah. Oh, because you set the tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they go, we're actually not going after world-class guest experience. So my communication isn't just what I say.
That's, oh yeah, the body language as well.
It's how I live.
Yeah.
So if I have a message to tell my people, I have to embody the message before they will embody the message.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So like with my kids, if I tell them, you don't talk to your mom that way, I can't talk to their mom that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to set the tone by you not hurt. Yeah.
I don't way. So my son is like, ripping into my wife or something. And I'm like, whoa, you don't talk to my wife that way. Like if he sees me talking to her that way, then he will reproduce that.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. And then he'll think I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's the same with the people you're leading. It's the same with your organization. You have to embody the very thing that you're asking them to do. And in this context, I'm talking about communication as a task, right? Like or a vision or a goal.
Yeah.
But also it's in the way we develop people, like communicating our values, communicating our vision.
Yep.
Like my vision for my business is to raise up and develop people who change the world.
So
that's the vision.
That's cool.
I sell chicken.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, how did that that's the vision, but here's the task and everything. So
if I do nothing to raise up and develop people, those are just words on a wall.
That's right. Yeah. So you have to live it out essentially.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's more than just saying it those 7 times. I know that's for people to understand you're serious, but then you have to make it a lifestyle for people to actually buy into it. It sounds like
buy into it. Yeah. It has to be who you are.
Yeah.
So, now there's other forms of communication, right? Like, let's just use like a simple example. If you're just communicating a task that needs to be done, I do this to my leaders all the time. They'll say, oh, I asked so-and-so to do this and they didn't do it. And I'm like, tell me what you told them. I said, hey, I need you to clean the bathrooms. And I'm like, okay, is that all you said? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, how do you know he has no intention for the rest of the day to do that?
They didn't specify like immediately or at some point today or.
Yeah. Oh, I told so-and-so to clean the bathroom and it took 45 minutes. I'm like, okay, tell me how you told him. Oh, I told him, go clean the bathrooms. Did you give him a timeline?
Didn't sound like it.
No. And so if I'm giving a direction, the more I communicate around the directive, the more likely I'm going to get the result that I'm asking for.
Yeah.
I remember my very first business, right? Where my wife and I are working from 6 a.m. to like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Like
wow.
we're working our tails off 7 days a week. We're like literally killing ourselves trying to get this business to work.
That's right.
And then we finally write down every single thing that we do and we start training people on the things that we're doing. And we were able to go home at a decent hour. And so I remember the first time we did it, I wrote out how to cook chicken. And this is at an old restaurant.
Yeah.
Right. And we baked the chicken.
Nice.
And so I had all the steps on the wall. Yeah. And I come in the next day at 6 a.m. and I walk to the front door and it smells like something died in my restaurant.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, what is that? And my wife and I are like freaking out.
Yeah.
And so we're like going through the whole place, like, what is this? Where is it coming from? And we walk into the kitchen and the pans that were used to cook the chicken, to bake the chicken, they're still full of the liquid.
Oh.
And they're sitting on the cooling racks.
Oh.
And my wife's like, what in the world? Like, why did he do this? Why did he leave this on here? And I looked at the list.
Oh, you didn't write clean.
I didn't say clean the pans and then put them away.
Wow.
I had every step. He followed it to a T.
Wow.
But I didn't put clean the pans and put the pans away.
Wow.
And I looked at her and she's like, oh, he said, we're going to write him up for this. I'm like, actually, this is my fault.
That's not his fault. He followed the instructions.
He did everything I asked him to do.
Wow.
This is actually my blame. I didn't communicate everything he was supposed to do. And she's like, well, it's not like, it's not complicated. You just clean the pans. And I'm like, it's not what I asked him to do.
That's true. Was on the list.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so communication, we usually get the results of whatever we communicate.
That totally makes sense. And it seems like a lot of people, me, all of us included, right? Like people, a lot of times when it comes down to communication or communication not working successfully, is that we sometimes assume the other person knows what we're talking about, like cleaning the dishes and everything, right? So, and you said it earlier on, the more adding more is better, is always better versus any kind of assumption.
Yeah. When you assume.
Oh yeah.
You know the adage.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And so it's our goal in our communication to take the guesswork out.
Take the guesswork out. Okay. And here's the thing. A lot of people, they want to become better communicators, right?
Yeah.
So whether they think they're good or not, like how can we, no matter what communication level skill set we have right now, how can we become great communicators?
Don't assume knowledge.
Don't assume any knowledge.
Just assume that people don't know. And then some people will like persevere through your over communicating. I think most people, especially when we're in business or we're starting out, we get spoiled by like a few really great people who are go-getters, right? That kind of make us not have to communicate as much because they're using logic, they're using reasoning, and they take things right to the extent that you want them to take it. Sometimes they take it further, and you're like, these people are awesome. I'm such a good communicator, and we get spoiled by these people.
Absolutely,
right? Yeah. And then you come across somebody who needs things spelled out, which is majority of people.
Yeah, it's true.
And so you had an outlier who spoiled you.
Who's a great communicator.
Who's just a self-driven person. Those guys are outliers. And so if you want to be a great communicator, you have to assume that people don't know what you are thinking because they don't.
Yeah.
Most people are not mind readers, right? For me, for instance, I will go, like if you ask me to do something, I will do it to the extent I would want it done.
I see. Yeah.
And most people are like that. And now that extent for me might be really high. I will do an exceptional job. Yeah. To the next person, it might be super low. Like, I don't really care that much. I'll clean this dish. It might be some food still on it, but I'll clean it like, according to my standards. So we have to clarify the standards. And so like if it's in a work environment, clarifying everything, being crystal clear with our communication, asking for clarity is so important. Some people are they feel too shy to ask for clarity. Yeah. Clarity is great. And as the person receiving the clarifying question, most of us aren't going, well, look how stupid this person is. They're going, oh, this person's engaged.
Engaged. Because that's the thing that prevents people from doing that. From even over communicating. Oh, well, I don't want to feel like, I'm just keep on repeating myself and or I'm just shy and I don't want to step out of my lane and everything. Or
it's a lot of times it's just like insecurity. Like I don't want to look stupid. Yeah. I want to look like I know what I'm doing. I want to feel confident. And it's that clarifying, like when you clarify, it creates one. I used to think when I asked clarifying questions, it would make me look dumb. Now I realized it makes me look engaged.
And what made you realize that flip, like that it actually makes you feel engaged?
I started asking questions. Like when I'll ask a clarifying question, and then I'll follow it up with, hey, thanks so much for clarifying. I'm still trying to learn how to do this at a high level. And then their response will be like, I love clarifying questions. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't communicate that in the first place. And then you realize, like, one, I upgraded their communication for the next person. And two, most people want to be understood.
That's right. Yep.
And so if you're asking for the purpose of helping them be understood and for you to get understanding, you're actually doing them a favor.
That's huge. Yeah.
And so it's really the perception.
It's the perception.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're using your past experience and saying, I'm going to look stupid, right? And you're disqualifying yourself.
Yeah.
Or you're making yourself actually look stupid by doing the wrong thing or the thing that person didn't ask you to do.
That's right.
And when you can clarify, and sometimes we can over clarify and it can just come off like we don't want to actually do the work.
Yeah, definitely that. Yep, absolutely.
Like some will do stuff like that. Like, well, do you want me to use a dustpan or do you want me to do that? It's like, dude, just sweep the floor.
Yeah. Instead of delaying with the clarifying.
And so there's some people who like
push the limit.
Yeah, and they're doing that, and it feels like whether or not they're actually trying to push it feels that way sometimes. Yeah. But actually asking clarifying questions makes you look smarter, not dumber.
Yeah. No, that totally makes sense. And that's how we become just better communicators overall.
Because one, you want to communicate to the extent, like we make a lot of assumptions when we're communicating. We assume people know everything we know. And then my problem is I know everything about my business, right? Yeah. I know every line, detail, everything in my company, right? My team knows what they're supposed to know in their little encapsulated space.
Out of the entirety of
the entirety of the business, right? And so if I make a statement that is broad and general, and that because I know this part, and this part,
but they don't know.
They have no idea what I'm actually saying. So I always try to, I don't like to use the word dumb it down, but I use the KISS method.
Keep it simple, stupid.
I keep it simple because one of the things people say about when I teach or when I share is that it's so understandable. It's so digestible. It's because I keep things simple. I have a large vocabulary. I don't use my large vocabulary when I'm sharing. I try to help people understand the best I possibly can according to where I believe they are.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So keeping it simple, not just, so if I caught it correctly, you overstate you overshare, over communicate, right? You keep it simple, you keep the language simple, you repeat it, right? Repetition equals reputation. Yep. So you keep, it's not just repetition equals reputation, it's also the 7 times, and you just keep on repeating it so everyone understands, right?
Yeah.
And so as people do that, well, I want to round this out with, as we kind of wrap up here, right?
Yeah.
Let's say now communication, it goes beyond just the workplace, right?
Sure.
Like I've heard that
relationships.
Yeah. I heard that that's like the most important thing in relationships, right? Yeah. Like when it comes down to problems and everything. So between work, whether it's your boss, I'm going to ask this question out of a standpoint of, let's say you are trying to be a good communicator, but you know the other person, whether that's your significant other, your boss, your colleague, is not a good communicator, right? If they're terrible at communicating, but you're doing your best to communicate.
Yeah.
What can we do in that situation to kind of remedy, like, them?
Assume innocence.
Assume that the other person means well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's an example, right? Say I'm in an argument with my wife, and she says something that's hurtful, and I go, "Oh, I know that you weren't intending to hurt me, but when you said this, that hurt. Can you explain it?"
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I'm assuming innocence. I'm assuming that this person cares about me. You can do that with your boss. You can do that with your spouse. You can do that with your kid. Right? Like, hey, oh, that hurt. I know you would never try to hurt me. So what did you mean by that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And it just brings so much peace. And I've actually said it, I'm not going to say who, but in my head, they were like, "I'm so sorry. I actually was trying to hurt you." I'm like, "Oh, but what were you trying to say?" I was just trying to say that I don't feel valued by you sometimes.
Wow.
I'm like, how can I fix that? Man, it changes the relationship.
That's huge. Yeah.
Because you may not be connected with someone who is a great communicator, but when you communicate your values like that, they're either going to decide, I can't be in a relationship with someone this healthy, or I better elevate my health so I can be in a relationship with this person.
Yes.
Or I will destroy this person. There's only 3 options. They'll try to ruin the way you operate to conform to the way what they're used to.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of fun.
Nope. That don't sound fun. No. Man. Okay. I know we've wrapped up on time here. We have to end, but that's a whole topic, brave communication.
Yeah.
That I feel like we need to have a whole separate episode for.
I think we can just do a whole relationship episode.
That's huge. Yeah. Cause that all ties in together, whether it's work related, personal relationships, romantic relationships, all that comes together with communication, brave communication.
Let us know if you want a relationship episode.
Yes. And on that exact note, folks, thank you so much for tuning into the episode. If you got anything out of this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, please let us know if you like a relationship episode as well. And remember, you too can become great. Take care.
Bye.